Travel beyond this point not recommended. This 100-kilometer rough gravel road leads into the heart of Wrangel's St. Elias National Park and Preserve. What is now a scenic drive with some massive potholes and smaller washouts every now and then was once a railroad track used by miners to transport copper that was extracted in the mines around McCarty. Today the Wrangel's St. Elias National Park is with 13.2 million acres the largest in the US. That equals the size of Yellowstone National Park, Yosemite National Park and Switzerland combined. What a weird comparison, but I found that on the government's website. The mountain ranges of Wrangel's St. Elias account 60% of glacial ice in Alaska. These glaciers are mostly in retreat, likewise the majority of glaciers worldwide. As most of the national parks in Alaska, there is no entry fee and it's totally legal to set up camp almost everywhere in the park. I couldn't imagine a better way to start the adventure Alaska. I made it to the Kennecott base camp at the very end of the road. The drive was tough, especially the second half, and I passed 2 vehicles that did not make it, but not a problem for Pico, right? Today I'm gonna fight my fear of bears. That does not mean that I want to encounter them, but I'm going for a hike, I think it's like 10 kilometers into the bear country, and I plan to spend the night there with nothing but a hammock. And there should be glaciers, so sounds good, huh? I think that's the kind of path where you should talk to yourself. I can't see around the next corner, so there could be anything waiting for me. Hey bear. That's 100% a bear track. You can see the claws in there. And it's a big one. Don't want to meet this homie. I'm not 100% sure, but like 90, that this is a moose. Because it's massive. So I guess there is tons of wildlife around. But my talking to myself technique seems to work, because I did not see anything yet, and I'm pretty thankful for that. After hiking a while through tight forest, I reached the old mine buildings in McCarty, where copper and silver ore was extracted until 1938. Further that, the vegetation cleared up, leading to some awesome views to valleys, mountains and glaciers. So far, the Root Glacier is the only glacier I came across where you can casually walk on from the hiking trail. That unique feeling let me almost forget about the snow filling up in my boots. I'm just walking on a glacier. This is so unreal. I am a bit speechless. This is just insane to walk on a glacier. I think when the snow is melted you can walk like really fast on it, but with the snow you can't really tell what's underneath, and it would be stupid to do it. Which does not mean that I'm not tempted. Yeah, but now I have to look out for a spot to set up camp, since I'm a bit limited with my hammock. And I really want to take off my soaked boots. This is where I end up setting up camp. The view is amazing. I did not find any trees here, but beside from that, the spot is pretty good. I feel safe up here. So this is my failed try to start a fire. Actually, the firewood is super soaked, so it's a hassle to keep it running, and I think it won't last long. This is my my bed for tonight. It's just no hammock at all, just built a tarp, a rescue blanket and my sleeping bag. But the view, dude, it's amazing. Sunset right above the glacier. It's super nice. Right, and as you can see, I'm right on a little mountain. Down there is a food storage, a bear-proof one, and I can't be approached just from this side. It's pretty steep down there. It's pretty steep down here and down there. So I don't know. I kind of feel safe. I hope that I get fire running to feel even safer. And the good thing is there are no tracks around here. Down on the path I saw like all tracks and a lot of like dump shit, especially moose shit. I talked to a ranger earlier and he said that I should be aware of moose. They are giving birth right now and they don't joke with you when they have their little kitties with them. So should avoid to meet a moose, should always avoid to meet a bear, but as I said, my food is down there, so think I should be safe, and I hope the only problem tonight will be the cold. The night was intense. As soon as I closed my eyes, I really focused on what I hear, and every sound seems to be like twice as loud, and you're constantly processing if this sound is something made by the wind, this was the sound of the glacier, or something else. Yeah. Was a different night, definitely. It took me quite long to fall asleep, but in the end I got a few hours of sleep and I feel quite fit now, so it wasn't too bad at all.
This is just a small reminder to leave nothing but footsteps, to take nothing but pictures, and to keep nothing but memories. Let's keep these stunning places clean and enjoyable for future visits.
The campsite is cleaned up. One last look to the glacier. And now off back to the car. I made it back and the night out there was a pure success. On the way back I wasn't as scared to encounter a bear anymore. And that was the main goal, to just lose the fear of spending a decent amount of time outside. And I almost spent like 24 hours out there without encountering a bear, a moose, a mountain lion, or what else is out there that wants to kill me. So yeah, pure success. And this is actually one dedication of this whole trip. I want to step out of my comfort zone and I want to exceed my boundaries, and I guess that's exactly what I did last night by spending spending a night out there. And right now I begin to feel that I did not get much sleep. Anyway, the next destination is Valdez. It's a 4-hour drive, 5-hour drive, but before I can head there I have to drive back this loose gravel road, and it's raining right now, so different conditions, probably not as dusty, but muddy, so don't know what's better. I spent a full night in the backcountry just to run into a moose on the parking lot. Alright, to get to Valdez I have to drive along a mountain pass. In the mountains the weather gets really bad. Poor visibility, loud temperatures and rain are blocking off all the probably very neat view. so I can just imagine the scenery I'm driving through and hope that I will be more lucky on the way back. Since it's raining in Valdez as well, I take Pico a bit off the road into one of these giant riverbeds Alaska is famous for. This is my first experience in driving a car off streets and gravel roads, and surprisingly, that worked pretty well. With all the rain going on, I am a bit concerned about flash floods, so I go with my guards and move to a more elevated spot to spend the night. The next day, I drive to Valdez, a small town laying right at the fjord. It's been a while since I've been to the sea last, so I grabbed my skateboard to explore the city. Some locals told me that they've spotted some whales in the fjord earlier that day. I spent some time at the docks but could just spot a seal. By the way, Valdez is the end of the Trans-Alaska oil pipeline. From here, the oil gets shipped to the lower 48. But I will talk more about that pipeline in a future episode. Since I prefer to visit natural attractions over towns, I make off to a nearby glacier-fed lake with some huge icebergs drifting in. That would be the ideal spot to go kayaking, if just kayak rentals were open yet. What looks like a massive boulder is actually one of these icebergs. Pretty cool, huh? I left Valdez and drove like an hour just over the pass, and on this side of the mountain the weather is just way nicer. Found this beautiful camp spot with like the mountain view, a torrential river which comes pretty welcome because I'm almost out of water, so I will just fill up my bottles here. And this part of the way got washed out. There's a really steep cliff down to the river, but I came prepared, got my slippers on. Ah, it's cold. Dude, my fingers! I'm still in the process of figuring out the perfect pace for my life on the road. At the moment, it feels like that I'm still rushing through, and I'm really looking forward to spend a few days on the same spot and to drive for a few days. I'm still like driving every day or almost every day, and it kinda stressed me out. This is truly not the best spot to do so. That means I will continue my way to Anchorage today and take another day of just driving. I am not really happy to spend another day driving, but there's no point in being sad either. So I'm gonna make the best out of it. I turn up the volume and soak in the landscape through the rear mirrors and the windscreen. And yet, I come across another glacier. So I'm gonna pull out again and take a closer look. There's absolutely no need to rush anyway. Unbelievable! Just another glacier on the side of the road. Alaska, huh? Oh, Alaska.